So my 16-year-old daughter is a mom and she has to be responsible with her.
Hey, Soul Tribe family, listen, I saw this video of this young lady who is 16 and her mom will not really, won't help her at all with the rate of helping her with her baby, her newborn baby. Let me tell you something. My two daughters were mothers at the age of 17. And let me tell you something, when my oldest one had, when I found out she was pregnant, it was a shocker. But as a mother, and myself and my ex-husband, her stepdad, what we did was when she came home from the hospital, she was of course responsible for taking care of her baby. We did help in many various ways, but we did not make it easy on her. And the reason why I did that was because, of course, you want your child to understand the demographics of being a parent. You don't have to be cruel to your children. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to them caring for their children, but should they be responsible for it? Absolutely. They need to learn that lesson. When my daughter, she was in high school. Both of them were in high school, and they're senior years when they had their babies. And let me tell you something, they had to get up for school. They had to work too. They had part-time jobs. And they had to also think about their future as well. You see, my thing is this, we want to break those generational curses of children having children young. And yes, let me tell you something, being a mother has definitely taught my children some humility, for real. Them jokers, like my oldest, she didn't have her second child till her oldest daughter was 10. She learned that shit. She was like, hell no. Took her years before she had another baby. And my youngest is like, I ain't trying to have no more baby no time. Hell no. She was like, shit, I'm fucking tired. But yeah, I understand that this mother wants to teach her a lesson, but the things that the mother is doing is going to cause that child to literally break and lose it. I mean, she won't do absolutely nothing for her. Won't hold the baby, none of that shit. I'm like, damn, girl. Give her some grace and mercy. A little bit. Just a little bit. Because she needs the support of her village. You don't have to be cruel. And as parents, we have to learn a good balance of what we feel discipline is and teaching children lessons. Because, baby, this shit that she doing to her daughter, the daughter's coming downstairs, y'all, with her plates and shit out. I guess she's so tired, the girl eating in a room and shit. So she come down with all her utensils and shit, and got the baby and got plates in hand, and the mama, she trying to get her mother to hold the baby, and the mother like, no, that's your baby, you take care of her. No, I ain't doing, no. She's like, I'm not holding, I'm not doing that, I'm not helping her at all. She was like, you shouldn't have had a baby at 16. You shouldn't have had a baby. So that's your baby, you take care of it. I get it. I do get it. But like I said, there is a way for us to parent our children without it being cruel. And I think sometimes with some of us, especially as Gen Xers, we learned from our parents were boomers. And them damn boomers, some of them motherfuckers didn't have any type of emotional intelligence. Most of them didn't. They didn't. It was, you do as I say, not as I do. Sometimes, a lot of times, our punishments was severely cruel because of how they were raised. But here it is, we as Gen Xers, a lot of us are changing the way we do things. I know when I had my children, like I say, the discipline of how my mama disciplined me, I wasn't that same way with my kid. Hell no. And not just that, I was also different in the way that I made sure that I showed my children love. I hugged them. I told them I loved them. I did a lot of things different compared to how my mother raised me. But man, oh man, I'm like, wow, that is something else. I'm like, that girl is definitely probably gonna end up having a nervous breakdown, because that degree of being a parent is tough. And how I know is because I remember when my oldest, when she had hers, and she had to get up at night, take care of the baby. Because I remember the first couple of nights, I started to get up to help her when I heard that baby crying. Let me tell you, my ex-husband, he was like, he grabbed my hand when I went to get up. He said, no, she got to learn to care for her baby. He was like, lay down. He said, no, she got to learn. And that definitely taught her, because for, after about a week or so of her having that baby and, taking care of that baby, let me tell you something. I'll never forget coming into that room, because my youngest told me, Mommy, TT in there crying. So I went in there and I was like, what's going on? And she was like, I'm so tired. She was so exhausted. She was like, I'm tired. I said, being a mom ain't easy, is it? She was like, no. Being a mother is especially a single mother, is a humbling experience. I'm grateful for me. Like, my kids growing up, my kids was raised with me and their fathers. All three of mine. They had two parents in their lives. Actually, they had four. And I'm grateful for that every day. That the men that I had children with were in my children's life. I was married to all three of my children's father. 2 dads, 3 kids. No complaints. Active fathers. I pray that, a lot of us learn to break these generational curses of having children young. Like, in my lineage, my mother was 16 when she had her first. I was 18 going on 19 when I gave birth. My 2 youngest were 17. And like I told my daughters, we are breaking this generational curse, because my grandkids, they ain't gonna be no teen parents. I declared that already. That ain't never gonna happen, period, as far as I'm concerned. But like I said, we have to definitely do better as far as with trying to teach lessons. It ain't gotta be so cruel. I mean, come on, help the girl a little bit. You could at least take the dishes out the goddamn girl hands now. Come on now. That's just being overly cruel. But man, I pray and I hope that everything works out for that little young lady. Because man, oh man, that's a lifetime decision she made. And hopefully she learns from it and don't continue to have more babies. All right, y'all. Chat with y'all later. Bye.